After turning 50, many people find themselves facing a world of new questions about their health. Have you ever noticed that the foods you enjoyed years ago now feel heavier in your stomach, or that your digestion seems slower and less forgiving? Perhaps you have started to wonder if those little bottles and capsules labeled probiotics in the grocery store could help. It is perfectly natural to be curious, even skeptical. There are so many products on the shelves, each one promising to boost your gut, sharpen your mind, or renew your energy. But before reaching for the next big thing, it is important to truly understand what probiotics are, how your gut changes as you age, and what is really going on inside your body. Let us begin by exploring the hidden world within us. Deep inside your digestive system, there is an entire community of life. It is called the gut microbiota. This is not just a random collection of bacteria. It is a living, breathing ecosystem. These microbes help you digest food, support your immune system, and even play a part in how you feel day to day. After the age of 50, this community quietly changes. It becomes less diverse, more fragile. This transformation is silent but powerful. The foods that never used to bother you now may bring discomfort. You might notice more bloating, slower digestion, or a general feeling of heaviness that lingers after meals. These are not just random annoyances. They are signals from your body. Gentle reminders that your internal landscape is shifting with age. Why does this happen? Several factors contribute. As we age, we often take more medications. Some, like antibiotics, are well known for disrupting the balance of bacteria. Others, such as medicines for heartburn or blood sugar, can have more subtle effects. At the same time, our diets tend to become simpler. We may stick to familiar foods that are easy to chew and quick to prepare. This limits the variety of nutrients and fibers that feed our gut microbes. Stomach acid also decreases over time, changing the whole digestive environment. And then there is the reality of modern life stress, lack of movement, and less time spent outdoors. All these changes together slowly reshape the microbiota, making it less resilient. Now, you might be asking, does this really matter? The answer is yes, and in more ways than you might expect. A weakened microbiota can lead to problems that go far beyond the gut. You may find yourself getting sick more often, feeling tired without reason, or even experiencing mood swings and foggy thinking. Scientists now know that the gut is deeply connected to the immune system, the brain, and even the way we age. It is like an orchestra. When every section plays in harmony, the music is beautiful and life feels smooth. But as the instruments fall out of tune or disappear, the harmony fades and problems start to appear. There are two terms that often get confused: microbiota and microbiome. It helps to picture the microbiota as the members of the orchestrate, bacteria, fungi, and viruses living in your gut. The microbiome, on the other hand, is the whole theater. It includes the musicians, their instruments, the sheet music, the building, and the atmosphere. When the microbiota shrinks or becomes unbalanced, the entire show suffers. And this is why, after 50, it is so important to pay attention to what is happening inside, not just on the surface. But here is the good news. Although you cannot turn back time, you can take real steps to support your gut and bring back some of the harmony that time tries to take away. The secret is not just in a pill or a powder. It is in knowing how probiotics work, what foods can help, and how to bring your daily choices into alignment with the needs of your changing body. This journey starts by understanding that your gut is not just a machine. It is a living community, and it deserves care and respect. Many people believe that grabbing any product labeled as a probiotic is all it takes to solve their digestive problems. This belief is understandable, given the way companies advertise their supplements and yogurts. You might have seen those commercials with smiling actors, bright labels, and promises of supporting your gut health. But the truth is much more complex. Not all probiotics are the same, and not every product that claims to support your microbiota can truly make a difference, especially for those of us over 50. As you age, the changes in your gut microbiota are shaped not only by time, but by your daily habits. For example, taking medications, eating a limited diet, and living with chronic stress all play a role. It is a bit like tending to a garden. If you plant the same seeds every year, neglect the soil, or use chemicals that disturb the ecosystem, your garden will slowly lose its variety and strength. The same is true for your gut. When you do not feed your microbiota the right mix of fibers and nutrients, it can wither and become more vulnerable to illness. This brings us to an important point. Probiotics are only one piece of a larger puzzle. Alongside probiotics, you need to know about prebiotics and postbiotics. Probiotics are the living, helpful bacteria you can add to your diet through food or supplements. Prebiotics are the special fibers that these bacteria need to grow and thrive. Postbiotics are the beneficial compounds produced when probiotics digest prebiotics, things like vitamins, fatty acids, and enzymes that support your health in countless ways. Imagine your gut as a lush indoor garden. Probiotics are like the healthy plants you bring in. Prebiotics are the water and fertilizer that help them grow. Postbiotics are the beautiful flowers and fresh fruit that result when the garden is thriving. If you try to add new plants without feeding them, or if you ignore the soil, you will not see much benefit. The real magic happens when all three elements are present and balanced. A common mistake is to take probiotic supplements while ignoring prebiotics. Many people pop capsules in the morning and then go about their day eating processed foods, white bread, and sugary snacks. This is like hiring expert gardeners, but never giving them seeds, water, or sunlight. Without the right nourishment, the helpful bacteria cannot multiply or do their work, and you miss out on the real benefits. It is also important to know which probiotic foods and supplements are worth your time. Real, living fermented foods like homemade kefir, plain unsweetened yogurt, and unpasteurized sauerkraut are powerful sources of helpful bacteria. These foods are filled with diverse strains of microbes that have stood the test of time. On the other hand, many commercial yogurts and drinks lose most of their live bacteria during processing, especially if they are sweetened, flavored, or made to sit on a shelf for months. Supplements can help, but only if they clearly state which strains they contain and how many billions of live cultures are present. If the label is vague or focuses on marketing buzzwords instead of science, you may be wasting your money. Remember, not everyone needs to take a probiotic supplement. If your diet is already rich in fiber, fresh fruits, vegetables, and naturally fermented foods, your gut may be in good shape. The key is to make choices that nurture your internal community every single day. Think of this as a long-term investment in your well-being, one that goes beyond any single product or trend. When it comes to making real changes in your gut health after the age of 50, it is important to look beyond the hype and focus on what actually works. Many people are surprised to learn that the most effective probiotics are often simple foods prepared in traditional ways, not expensive pills or drinks. For example, a glass of homemade kefir or a bowl of plain live culture yogurt can provide more valuable bacteria than most supplements on the market. Fermented vegetables like unpasteurized sauerkraut and kimchi, along with foods like miso and tempeh, have been supporting digestive health for generations. These foods bring not just one or two strains of bacteria, but a living blend that interacts with your own unique microbiota. However, even the best probiotics will not work if they are not supported by the right environment. This is where prebiotics come in. Prebiotics are special fibers that you cannot digest, but your good bacteria love them. Foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, artichokes, green bananas, oats, lentils, beans, and chickpeas are natural sources of prebiotics. Including them in your meals is like providing a banquet for your helpful bacteria. They thrive, multiply, and begin producing postbiotics, those valuable byproducts that help lower inflammation, nourish the lining of your gut, and strengthen your immune defenses. It is not just about adding new foods, but about how you combine them in your routine. Consider starting your day with kefir mixed with oats and sliced green banana. At lunch, a salad of beans, onions, and artichokes with a splash of olive oil supports the growth of healthy microbes. For dinner, try steamed asparagus alongside your main dish, or add a spoonful of homemade sauerkraut. By making these choices part of your daily life, you help your internal ecosystem regain its diversity and resilience. But there is something else you should know. Not every stomach is ready for all prebiotic foods, especially if you have a sensitive gut or have been diagnosed with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. Sometimes, adding too much fiber too quickly can cause gas, bloating, or discomfort. The key is to listen to your body and introduce these foods slowly, giving your system time to adapt. In some cases, it may be wise to work with a healthcare professional who understands digestive health and can help you find the right balance for your unique needs. The relationship between probiotics and prebiotics is a partnership. Without prebiotics, probiotics cannot survive or do their job. Without probiotics, prebiotics cannot be transformed into the beneficial compounds your body needs. This synergy is what truly helps your microbiota recover and flourish as you age. Many people make the mistake of treating probiotic and prebiotic foods as separate issues, but the real results come from bringing them together in every meal. Real improvement does not happen overnight. Your gut is a living system that changes slowly and responds to gentle, consistent care. Within a week or two, you might notice your digestion becoming lighter, less bloating, and a new sense of energy. In a month or so, your immune system may feel stronger and your mood more balanced. Over time, you are building a foundation for better health, one meal at a time. The journey may require patience, but the rewards a more comfortable body, steadier energy, and a renewed sense of well-being are worth every effort. As you continue along this path of supporting your gut health, it is helpful to have a clear and simple plan that you can follow every day. The first step is choosing one reliable source of probiotics to include in your routine. It does not have to be complicated or expensive. For many, this could be a small glass of homemade kefir in the morning, a half cup of unsweetened yogurt after lunch, or a spoonful of raw sauerkraut before dinner. The most important thing is to make it a habit, something you do every day without overthinking it. If you can prepare these foods at home, you give yourself the best chance to benefit from live and active cultures. But there are also good choices available in most grocery stores as long as you check that they have no added sugar and are not pasteurized. The second step is to pair your probiotic food with prebiotics in the same meal. This simple act of combining sources of good bacteria with the right fibers helps your gut create the postbiotics that truly drive your health forward. Some easy meal ideas include mixing kefir with oats and green banana for breakfast, enjoying yogurt with ground flaxseed for dessert, or making a lunch of lentils with garlic and onion. Even a simple salad with asparagus and artichokes dressed with olive oil is a perfect choice. This kind of eating is not about strict diets or chasing perfection. It is about making small, smart combinations that support your gut each day. Patience is the third ingredient in your plan. The body does not change overnight, and your microbiota needs time to adjust to its new environment. In the first week or two, you may begin to notice that you feel less bloated, and digestion seems easier. With steady effort, you might see your energy levels rise, and your mood becomes steadier over the next month. If you stay consistent, the improvements will continue to grow, often reaching far beyond just digestion. Your immune system, skin, and even your mind can benefit from this inner harmony. For those taking medications such as antibiotics, heartburn drugs, or other long-term prescriptions, it is important to be gentle with yourself and your gut. These medications can sometimes make it harder for your microbiota to recover. If you feel any discomfort like gas or indigestion when adding probiotic foods, do not be discouraged. It is normal for your system to need a period of adjustment, just as a closed room needs to be aired out before it feels fresh again. If discomfort is strong or lasts more than a week, take a step back, slow down, and consider consulting a health professional who understands gut health. It is also wise to remember that real food often gives you more value for your effort than any supplement. Homemade kefir or yogurt is usually far more affordable and reliable than capsules that may promise too much. If you do not have time to ferment foods yourself, simply choose high-quality plain yogurt and fiber-rich meals. What matters is creating an environment in your gut where good bacteria want to stay and thrive. The goal is not to follow a flawless diet, but to build habits that make your gut stronger and your life better, one choice at a time. After weeks or even months of making changes to your meals and caring for your gut, you might wonder how to know if your efforts are truly making a difference. The signs are often subtle at first, but over time, they become part of your daily life. You may wake up with more energy, find that your stomach feels lighter after meals, and notice that troublesome bloating or discomfort becomes less frequent. These changes are not dramatic, but they signal that your body is moving toward greater balance and health from the inside out. Sometimes, the improvements go beyond digestion. You might realize your mood is more stable, that cloudy feeling in your mind starts to lift, or that you have fewer unexpected dips in energy as the day goes on. Scientists have discovered that the gut is closely linked to both the immune system and the brain. By feeding and caring for your microbiota, you support not just your digestive health, but also your overall sense of well-being, resilience, and vitality as you age. It is also important to stay realistic. Every person's body is unique, and results can take time, especially if you have lived with an imbalanced gut for many years or are taking multiple medications. Some days, you may feel great progress. Other days, you might not notice much at all. If you have chronic digestive problems or are taking medicines that affect your gut, remember to listen to your body and reach out to your doctor if you experience any troubling symptoms like fever, strong abdominal pain, or blood in your stool. Your safety always comes first, and professional guidance is valuable whenever you are making significant changes to your health routine. What matters most is the mindset you bring to this journey. You do not need a perfect diet or the latest miracle product. Consistency and patience are your greatest tools. Every meal is an opportunity to give your gut what it needs, and over time, these small decisions build a foundation for long-lasting health. If you ever feel discouraged, remember that your gut is not just a digestive tube. It is the center of your body's energy and resilience, the silent army that protects you every day. The work you do to care for your microbiota is a gift to your future self. Before closing, let me remind you that this guidance is educational. If you have special health conditions, take prescription medication, or are pregnant, it is always best to talk to your healthcare provider before making big changes in your diet or supplements. Your doctor knows your personal history better than anyone and can help you make the safest choices for your needs. If anything you have learned here today has given you hope or clarity, then this journey has already been worthwhile. Every meal is another chance to care for yourself from the inside out. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope you will continue on this path of health and self-care for many years to come.